YouTube. I forgot to add YouTube onto here. Um, so yes, all sales do not have to be live to be on Whatnot. You can do it from your store. You can just list things and sell them from your store. You do not have to do it live. So that is a choice if you want to. Someone else got to 1,000 sales last night. Can't remember the name. Ooh, who else got to 1,000 sales? So if you don't want to do live shows, Whatnot still has a static listing option. It's called Marketplace, and it's basically, do we need to slow more? I don't know if we need to slow more. There's just like 30 people in the room, and there's gonna be more people that are gonna come in. It was Leah and Shells. Ooh, Shells? Which Shells? Addicted Treasures? Addict Treasures. Addicted Treasures. Why did I say Addicted Treasures? Is it Addicted Treasures or Addict Treasures? Addicted Treasure. Good God. On the eBay, I've sold over 4.3 items sold and still have 100% positive feedback. Says Canadian Bird Cafe. That is awesome. Because you said. So, can you multitask with Facebook? Multicast. Yes, you can multicast with Facebook Live. Look at all the eggs. You can multicast with Facebook Live. Yes, you can. Definitely. And you can multicast with Facebook Live. I don't. YouTube and Twitch. Twitch is the one where you can have 0 followers, create a Twitch account, set it up, and as long as you're using an iOS device or a like an iPad or on OBS, using OBS, which is an open broadcasting software, through a computer. Can you search the Whatnot Marketplace? Yes, you can search the Whatnot Marketplace. If you go to, I'm afraid to do this, but if you go to the search bar, so when you go to the main page on your Whatnot screen, and you go in that little search bar, I think it says categories. If you click on that, then you can type in whatever it is you want. That's why it's really important to put as much information, put a really good title in for your item. Don't just put like black shirt. Put more information in. She says, this is a do as I say, not as I do thing. So put as much information as you can into the title and the description. That is the best way to do it. What are we celebrating with Canadian Brick Cafe? You can see on left, you will see products and it will only show items for sale. Happy New Year, Collecto Cards. 13 shows, 1.5 months, highest room, 52 people, 9K, 5-star. Yeah, it's awesome. Collecto Cards, that is awesome. Congratulations. So feel free to introduce yourself and ask your questions, and you share your shows. But yes, you can search the Whatnot Marketplace. Let me just show you right now, since we've slowed down a little bit. I'll show you the question. So if you go to your home page, when you sign into Whatnot, down here is little categories things. So say, what do we want to look for? I want to look for a vintage black Barbie. Search. And I'm going to go to products. So when it comes up, it shows you shows first. And then you click on products, and then it'll show you all the products. So it's not showing me a black Barbie yet. I have to scroll. Oh, look at that one. You can get 5 Barbies and 2 small dolls, plus vintage clothes, and a 1962 vintage black. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's a good deal. That's a good bundle. I'm getting distracted. So yeah, so there you go. There's like a Happy Holidays Barbie from 1998, which sadly now, and I can buy it right now if I wanted to. I could buy that one right now. I'm not going to because it's in the States. But yeah, that's all you need to do. All right, let me go back to my show. Seller Hub. There we go. All right. Megahertz, you're so sweet. Good morning. How are you doing? All right. So I did want to talk about something that every once in a while it crops up is cancellations. Should you or shouldn't you accept cancellations? And I hear a lot of people saying you shouldn't accept cancellations. no, it's all sales final, yada, yada, yada. True. You can say all sales final. But here's the thing. If someone does request a cancellation, then you could say, well, if it's already been shipped, that's one thing. But if it hasn't been shipped yet, and if I haven't packaged it up yet and got it ready to ship, then you know what? I'm going to just say yes, because I think it's better to like still have the item and not have a disgruntled person who may request a refund or whatever. They can't, if they request, yeah, it's better PR. If they request a cancellation and you say no, they can't give you a bad review, supposedly. But I would just rather not have that vibe. I would rather just say, yeah, you know what? Okay, you made a mistake, no big deal. And just cancel it, as long as you still have the stuff. Champagne and Log Pop says, I'm Holly and I'm a longtime Whatnotter and I have a vintage clothing and accessory shop in Toronto. I'll be doing vintage clear out sales coming up. Yeah. Yeah, rocket sales. It keeps buyers buying. Absolutely. It keeps people, I think it brings people back. Sometimes I get people who come into my show and I can just see they just put, they just came into the room and then all of a sudden they bid, and I'm like, that's going to be a cancellation. 9 times out of 10, that's a cancellation for me. So it's like, I just wait. I know that like that's the package I like package up last. If it's somebody I don't recognize, I've never seen their name before, they came into my show and like 5 seconds later it bid on something, that's someone who is going to have buyer's remorse. I don't know why that is, but it just seems to happen. But I would rather say yes and still have the item and not have that vibe out there. So I'm perfectly fine with that. If somebody messages you and asks you to cancel the order for them, the answer is no. You, the buyer, have to initiate the cancellation. You request the cancellation, I will accept it, but do not make me cancel your item, because that dings my account. If Whatnot actually watches the buyer behavior, not just seller behavior. And if you are a buyer who is constantly canceling items that they've purchased, requesting cancellation, then guess what? You're going to get dinged by Whatnot, and you could actually lose your access to Whatnot. They can kill your account, because they'll be like, they'll suspend you or they will completely eliminate you if you are constantly asking for refunds or cancellations. They monitor that stuff. So so I just say yes to the cancellations, knowing that Whatnot's taking care of the background of tracking who's who and what's what. Okay, Four Chop asks, do you guys buy from the US anymore? I don't. So I don't anymore, because it's just too expensive. And also, elbows up, etc., etc. But yeah, I think a lot of Canadians, there are so many more Canadians on this app now. It is awesome. So there is so many more opportunities to just buy from Canadian shows, and there's so many more Canadian buyers, that it's just, all the shows are just really busy and really fun. So we could go to the US, and there's a lot of I have a lot of US friends and I miss buying from them, but at the same time, I would rather buy from Canadian shows and save myself on that shipping, because the shipping is way expensive. Everyone watch Elga's Bazaar tomorrow at 3 p.m. since she found the traveling handcuffs. One thing I'm going to mention, just a reminder that Whatnot does have rules and regulations around selling physical items. And so I've seen it in US shows and Canadian shows where people are selling, they're selling something and saying, just hit local pickup and then you'll be able to rewatch the show later. You need to actually ship a physical item. And using local pickup feature to get around that is against terms of service. It's against community guidelines. And if you get reported, you could get caught. And I don't think it's worth it for $1. Actually, it would be more like, $1 minus fees, right? So it's not even $1 that you're getting. So my recommendation is sell something. Sell something. ship some stickers, ship some notes, make some like handcuff stickers and sell those and ship those out. And then people can rewatch the show. I think you get better value, to be honest, from the fact that people are coming into the shows to watch the fun, and that is the value there. Um, yeah, so there's not new fees. There are no new fees. It's the same old fees. No new fees. I'm just saying because they select local pickup, it's a little bit more because they're not paying the 2.9% for shipping. They get a little bit more than 31 cents, but it still isn't. I don't think it's worth risking your account. You cannot sell digital downloads. You still have to ship something. So you still have to, even if you sell a PDF file, that you still have to ship something. Yeah, just a warning. I love you guys, and I don't want you guys to lose your account. That's all I'm gonna say. Ship a QR. You could ship a QR code to the download, or just send the download and send some stickers. But again, for the amount of money, I don't think it's worth it to me. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. I'm saying it. I said what I said because I love you. I love you guys, and I want you to continue. I think it's a really great idea. But I've seen this in a lot of other shows where people are using local pickup to then just ship, not ship something. Yeah, because it'd be $12 shipping. Nobody wants to get a sticker for $12 shipping. So I get that. So you can sell it on a USB stick and sell the stick. You could do all kinds of things, but to be honest, just sell some physical stuff. So in your show, sell some physical stuff. You can get off of like Temu and that. You can get cute little tiny handcuffs, or you can get all kinds of like things that go with it. Or like, if Magnets by Marika happens to be the one that gets it next. I don't know if you bought anything in that show, but say Magnets by Marika could make little like magnets that are handcuff magnets, right? Like, she could even sell them even if she's not the one where the handcuffs are in her box. You don't know, right? So I think just be careful, because Whatnot is starting to crack down. And what happens is that, yeah, you can make lots of cute things. Oh, thank you so much, Collecto Cards. Everyone, please follow Collecto Cards, an amazing new seller on Whatnot who's just killing it. You're doing awesome. I'm so proud of you. It's just amazing. It's amazing to see the people who have grown so quickly on Whatnot, and like all the people who are making their goals, right? Hitting goals, trying to achieve goals, even if you don't make it the first time or the second time, just like trying to achieve goals. It's just absolutely amazing. Which, speaking of, let me just pin, and I think I have to change the price now, or did I already? No, I already did. I made it 2026. So I do have free resources that are available. Indiana Bones, Happy New Year. I do have free resources that are available. That $2,026 is just because that's the year that we're in now. They're all free resources. There's a free goal planner. There's a free everything. Leah, congratulations on 1,000, my friend. Happy New Year. You are awesome. You are awesome. Okay, so everyone, feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. I'm going to try and just read off the questions. Shop with Tasha says, if it's a U.S. buyer, you really want to let them cancel. Trust me. Yes, because the problem is that if they return the item, if they return to sender, there's fees, and it's just a pain in the butt. Your questions aren't coming through. Maybe if one of the mods can see, try saying it a different way. Don't use the word seller. Don't say seller. For some reason, that's stopping things. Hotai the merchant. I don't know if I said that right. Happy New Year's just got on. What are we talking about? We're talking about everything and anything. Malachi, Happy New Year to you as well. Angie says, new shop this month. New shop. Ooh, what's that about? Tell me more, Angie. Then 1,000 sales before June is my goal. I love it. I love it. Leah did take it like I heard that Leah had to get off before she did cry though. So you guys did make happy tears. You did make happy tears for her big night. And this also shows that like so thrifting with ADHD went on at like 9 p.m. Eastern and stayed on what for like 3 hours. Like that's some people would say, oh, don't go on because everyone's out, everyone's celebrating New Year's Eve. This just proves that no, there are so many people who don't have New Year's plans that would much rather be hanging out on Whatnot with their friends. Angie says warehouse style to run sales and open to deals once a month. No more storage units. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Anyone know where to get tawnies? Tawnies or toonies? Tim asks, anyone with tawny? I don't know what tawnies are. What is Debbie doing? Sorry, I miss what Debbie's doing. Ooh. Think about having a pop-up show today afternoon time. Yes, Debbie, that would be awesome. So much fun. When I'm buying, is there a way to see only Canadian stores? So you can go into the search. And let me just make sure that I've answered all the questions before I go out for a second. If you go into the search, let me just show you, minimize show. If you go to the search bar and you type in, say you're looking for hats, and then you're going to see here, it's going to have all the shows. So you're going to go to shows, and then you're going to go up here to filter. And then down here it says shipped from. So we're going to click on that. And then we're going to select Canada. There are 7 shows that have the word hats in them. And now we have only hat shows. These are all the booked hat shows. Now, if we go back to products and we do the same thing, we go to products, we go to shipped from, we hit Canada. There are 916 that say the word hat in them. So yeah. And Thrifting with ADHD says, I also use the words Canadian and Canada in some of my show titles. The other thing you can do is add a Canada flag to the front, because as Canadians, when we're looking at shows, like Alien Warrior is on right now, that's a Canadian show. I know that only because there's no Canada flag there. Whoops, don't want to accidentally go in. Polka Madness and JBiz Funko have added a Canada flag to the front of their shows, because Whatnot only shows you the flag of the country, for countries outside of your own country. So that's why we see US flags in US shows, but we don't see, for most Canadian shows, we don't see a Canada flag. So that, for example, see how I've got my Canada flag is over here because I put a heart first, because Whatnot doesn't show you. And I do that on purpose so that the Americans, when they're seeing my show, are going to see Canada flag, heart, Canada flag. I'm over Canada flagging it for them. But that's normally what people see is they don't see, if you're Canadian, you don't see a Canada flag. And conversely, if you're an American, you're not going to see any American shows. All right, going back to the questions, I'm going to just double check that I haven't missed anything. Yeah, so the flag is helpful, but it's only if somebody puts the flag in. If you don't use the flag, Malachi's Madhouse says, I feel like it deters Americans if they see the Canadian flag. It does, but at the same time, as soon as they enter your show, so let me show you, because I'm going to show you what they see. So they may not see the Canada flag, so they come into your show not realizing that you're not American, and then they go into your show. So we're going to go into this guy. Hang on. I'm going to mute it so that just in case. That's what they see. That's what they see when they go into a show, is they're going to see this anyways, if nothing's going to deter them. But Americans see the Canadian flag. That's the thing, is they're just going to see 2 Canadian flags in a row as opposed to 1 Canadian flag. So Whatnot automatically puts, for anyone outside of Canada, puts a Canadian flag ahead of your title. for Canadians, they don't put a Canadian flag ahead of your title. Dear Whatnot, simplify it. Just put the country flag in front of every single title, no matter where someone's from. That would make life easier. But that's what they see when they come into your show. And if they just go, don't go join show and exit out, I can't seem to do that. That person's doing well in there. Then so they're going to already get deterred. And the reality is that the expense of shipping is going to deter them. They've always complained about shipping. All right. If I missed a question, let me know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just stick with the questions this morning because it is too busy. It's very, very, very busy. There was another question, I think. Keptrix. Hello, good morning. Happy New Year. What is the benefit of being a premier shop? So there's a few benefits of being premier shop. First of all, the money that you've sold that much, so that's a benefit in itself, the fact that you qualify for premier shop. But let me just pull it up. Hang on, it'll take a second to remember that I'm here. Premier shop. Okay. Premier shop program. So you get, if you're premier shop, and I'll talk about the eligibility in a second, you get to be as cool as stamp pickers. Exactly. So premier shop, you get reduced commission from by 10%. So instead of 8% standard commission, it's 7.2%. Reducing it by 10% sounds cool. Reducing it by 0.8 doesn't sound as cool. It's 0.8. You save 0.8 cents on a buck. You save 8 cents. 8 cents, right? No, 0.8 cents on $1. On $100, you save 8 cents. Okay, that's one. Two, you get the cool little wings on the side of there's wings. You get wings. That's the premier shop badge. So you get the premier shop badge. You get increased discoverability. That's huge. That's worth more than 0.8% because people are going to see you more often because you're trusted. And I'll talk about why you're trusted. Not only do you sell a lot, but you're trusted. Saving $400 on $50,000. Yeah, sell $50,000 worth of stuff, save $400. It's still, I mean, $400, $400 is $400. Those t-shirts that guys wear, say $20 is $20. Increased discoverability. You also get prioritized support. So if you need help, there's a special premier shop seller support for them, so they get help faster than us peons. But that's okay. I mean, they don't get help that much faster. So you have to have been selling on Whatnot for 90 days. You have to have a history of following our community guidelines. Not like you were an a-hole who ignored the rules and got suspended multiple times year after year, and then you decided to clean yourself up and now you're going to get premier shop. No, like if you have a history of following the community guidelines, then that is why it's important to follow the community guidelines. Because if you do want to grow and get that big, then yeah. Okay. So, and you also have to have hosted in the last 90 days, you have to have hosted at least 10 shows, sold at least 250 orders, and generated at least $50,000 in sales. You also need to create accurate listings. 80% of your listings must contain an accurate title, at least one real photo of the item, product condition, and an accurate shipping profile. You have to ship on time with at least 95% of your orders have to be shipped and scanned within 2 business days. And you reliably fill orders with at least 99% of your orders have to be fulfilled without cancellations by you or Whatnot due to your error, nor refunds for seller fault issues like misrepresented item, missing item, poorly packaged, as reflected in your defect-free order rate, which you can see on your Whatnot page. Soulless Creations, send a message to any one of our mods and we'll send you the link. You have to respond to buyers quickly. So in the United States, they have a program called Seller Provided Support Program. and you have to respond to at least 95% of those buyer requests within 48 business hours. A response counts as replying to the buyer's support request with a message by offering a refund or offering a replacement. So all of that, you have to do all of that plus $50,000 plus 250 items minimum plus at least 10 shows in the last 90 days. And so they count the last 90 days. So if you go down below that, if you start to drop in your performance, then you will lose your premier shop status. So Ford Chop asks, do you take your stuff to the shipping place to box it? No, we box our own stuff. We ship our own stuff. And then you take it to Canada Post or Chit Chats. There's Keptrix, yeah. So you can't be Premier Shop forever. Just because you achieve it once doesn't mean that you're, so it's like every 30 days basically they're reassessing to see whether you've made it. Like you get it and you can lose it. So like a lot of Canadian sellers had it before the de minimis exemption because they had a lot of US buyers, and then their US buyers dropped, so they went below the 50,000. And they also, there was, it's a mess. It's a mess, but there's still a lot of premier shops in Canada. There are a lot of premier shops in Canada. In the last year, like it's grown so quickly. It's very exciting. Angie says, I wonder who the next Canadian is that we can help to get to 1000K. Yes. Oh, look at all those eggs that are popping up. Collectocard says, for insurance on items over 1K, I heard you have to videotape the whole process of shipping the item, and that's your proof to what not to cover you. So what I would suggest is so one of the things that like the Hodgepodge place does is she has security cameras, and she has a security camera that's aimed at her shipping area, her shipping station, and so she's basically filming herself shipping all of her stuff that way. So if someone comes back and says that item never went in, she can go back she can roll tape and go back and find, there you go, here's the clip, I sent that, here's me wrapping it up, putting it in, see it's in bubble wrap, see how I wrapped it. So that is because Whatnot uses Shippo to buy the labels, and so Shippo is the one who is providing the insurance. If you're a seller of really high end items, I would recommend you call seller support to ask them about insurance coverage. Buyers will lie about their orders. Yeah. So always protect yourself. So the easiest thing to do is just to get like a little cheap webcam or a little security camera and just aim it at your shipping station. So it may not be like zoomed in. ALR says we use our iPad to film our packing. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done that. If I got really big, I probably would, but, yeah, that is what I do. How do you decide how to set up your rewards program? I like the idea. So rewards club, I would suggest going and looking at other people's rewards clubs to see what you like and what you don't like. Always think about what are your current margins and what can you afford to give? Because that is really important, is like if your margins are really low, then you offering a 25% coupon is going to basically give that item for free, right? So you need to think about what are my average margins and what kind of coupons can I offer? And how many coupons are you going to offer? And what kind of level? I suggested what you do is every season, which is every quarter, go back and say, you know what? Last month my average order cost over order price was $10. So I'm going to up that, and I'm going to make it that the minimum purchase to get to the first level is $12. That sort of thing. Bamboletta is 104 away from 1,000. She has a show at 4 p.m. today. There you go. Everyone bookmark Bamboletta. That's awesome. What did I miss? Everyone's going fast. Don't mirror my coupons. Millicent's right. Don't mirror my coupons. Mine are generous. I've reduced my coupons from what they were. They were way too generous. I was over the top. And then I realized it. When I would do my reports, I'd be like, oh, oh dear. Oh dear. Look what I did to myself yet again. Live shipping for a show. I have done shipping shows where I ship and talk at the same time. So I have done that before megahertz. I've done shipping shows, and I'm actually going to show you my new toy in a second. Melody says, I find the rewards program very helpful in making my clients feel appreciated, helps in bringing return clients. Yeah, it's a loyalty program. It's the same reason why High Q Gems is another Canadian trying to reach 1K followers. We have a show at 8:08 p.m. tonight. That's awesome. Yeah, so a lot. That's why so many, like, why are there loyalty programs at your grocery store, at your gas station? Like, why, like, there's a thrift store in Lindsay that has a little thing that you can punch the holes and then you get something for free. I can't remember what you get for free. Keptrix, what happens when the package is 1K worth and gets lost but without video proof? Whatnot works with you on that one. So Whatnot will work on that. If you've got, just make sure you've got your receipt. If you dropped it off if you're using Canada Post, ask for that receipt that they usually will just print off and hand to you. So ask for that. Okay, I'm going to show you my new toy. Are you guys ready to see my new toy? I need to move out a bit. Hang on. We have stamp cards at the thrift store I work at. Each is $10 plus purchase gets a stamp. After 10 stamps, the 11th purchase gets $10 off. Ooh, I like that. I like your thrift store. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, new toy. I gotta move you guys out. Hang on. Wait, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna put you on here. Hang on. You're just gonna move for a second to a different table. There we go. I'm gonna hold you on this table instead. Okay, this is my new toy. It's a bubble making machine. I'm so excited. It's a bubble maker. All right, let me see if I can show you it. Hang on. Ah! Oh, it's no way. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. All right. So I just press the button. It's making bubbles. I'm so excited. Okay, that's my new toy. Switch. There you go. That's my new toy. I got a bubble machine. Every Christmas, it's so easy. So you have to buy this film, but this film I got $44 plus tax. $44 for 1,000 feet of the film. So it's gonna make like just under it's 1,000 feet of bubble wrap for like $44. So totally better cost than what I currently have. So you do lose when the first one, you lose a little bit running the first one. I haven't figured out how to find the perfect spot. You're selling bubble wrap in the buy now. So I am going to be creating like a list of all of the equipment that I buy and what I use and what my favorite stuff is, so that if anyone is interested, they can also go and buy it. Oh, there we go. But a label maker is awesome. I love a label. I love my thermal printer. That is another. I've had this wish for 2 years to buy one of these, and I finally bit the bullet. I got extra money for Christmas this year from my father-in-law, so thank you, Dad. So I used that money to buy it and the film because it was also on sale. I made sure that I watched to make sure it was on sale because you know me, I like a deal. I know. I love my bubbles. So, where did I buy the machine and how much is it? So, the Crazy Bee Lady asked. So that it's currently available on Amazon for $325. I haven't seen a seller on Whatnot that sells it. You can also buy them on Temu and Alibaba and the Bay, but I don't know. I trust for some reason I do. I don't like to support Amazon, but at the same time, I kind of trust them more because if there's something wrong, it's easier to return it than it is when you buy it off of Temu or any of those or eBay. So I bought it. I did a lot of research beforehand for this particular one. It's called the Peanut, the Air Peanut, and yeah. And also, I wanted to make sure that it was I wanted to make sure that it was compatible with the type of bubbles I want to make, because you can get ones, but they're called air cushion. They only make the air cushions, which are those big, those the big gigantic bubbles. And I didn't want that. I don't want air cushions. I have some film I can use to create air cushions on this thing too, but it's more versatile. It's not the super small bubbles that I usually have, but this is perfect for me because I wrap already in like other protective layers. So this is going to be okay. It's not going to be, can it make true peanuts? It can't make true peanuts. Isn't that sad? Yeah. So everyone, please bookmark tomorrow morning's show is going to be Fashion Fridays. Myself and Melody are going to be blasting off with the very first of a series of shows that are about how to sell fashion on Whatnot. Does anyone find that using bubbles packing material, air is lost from the film when the person receiving the package in the winter, summer? Yeah, so there is a little bit of thermal changes that can happen, like car tires. So it's very key that when you've packed it, that if you shake the box, that you can't feel any movement. That's the key. If you've got anything that's breakable inside, make sure that you can't feel any movement at all. If you can feel a shifting, you need to add some more stuff in there. Angie says, I'm hoping to buy a heat press for my birthday. Ooh, make shirts and other items again. Building business is awesome. Hope to have a birthday show the 4th. Is it almost your birthday? Yay. Yeah, because Canadian Bar Cafe says, do a shake test. If it moved, repack it. Yeah. I mean, if I'm clumsy, so I always make sure everything is overpacked because I will drop stuff on its way to the box. I've had to do some cancellations because of that, because I've dropped things because I get really clumsy. The older I get, the clumsier I get for some reason. Oh, the sun is really hot on my back. It's lovely. Okay, any questions anyone has? And 59 years young. Yay, I love it. On the 4th. I gotta write that down. What else did I have on my Saturday's show, which is, I can't believe it's 2 days away, is Saturday. I'm going to do, my topic will be how to raid train, how to be on a raid train, or how to create a raid train, or how to join a raid train, be on a raid train, join a raid train, whatever we want to call it. If it moved, it will break. Watch Ace Ventura UPS delivery scene. Yeah, exactly. Getting so many Stanley Morrison handmade dragons right now. Ooh, that sounds very cool. I don't know who Stanley Morrison is, but it sounds very, very cool. I just got a bunch of toys, Rainbow Bright and stuff. I got to bring it in. I might do a show tomorrow with the stuff. It depends. We're supposed to go out tomorrow and buy a door. I know Rainbow Bright. I got a whole bunch. I bid more money than I normally do. I'm usually a cheap bidder, but I've been being more strategic in my bidding lately. Not just kind of buying all the little things. We had a few glowworms. Ooh, that's so cool. I know you love Rainbow Bright. You'll have to explain to me what it all is, because I have no idea, because I'm too old for Rainbow Bright. It's not, and my daughter, it's like my daughter's too young and I'm too old, so we kind of missed the Rainbow Bright thing completely. I know, Gen X for the win. All right, so share where you're from and what you sell, and if you have any questions, put a question mark in them, and then we'll find someone to raid. Is there a song? Is there a Rainbow Bright song? Oh dear. You know what that means. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if there's any noise coming out of this thing right now. There isn't. Okay. Rainbow Bright song. Paint a rainbow in your heart? That would hurt. Wouldn't that hurt? To paint a rainbow in your heart? All right, here we go. Okay, they all seem very happy. Oh, there's bad guy. Oh, but she's got some sort of bubble, so it's all good. So, Kath, 10,001 is where me and my wife stream and sell silver and coins. Oh, you're welcome, Ketrix. It's great to see you. Oh, what did I miss? Captain Planet had a better theme song. Where is this Whatnot Marketplace? Whatnot Marketplace is just basically your if you go to your profile and look at your items, so it'll say shop, shows, and I think that's all that normally people see is shop and shows. So if you go to shop, that's all your items that you have listed, and you can just list them to only be available in the marketplace, which is basically your store on Whatnot, your profile. 13 with ADHD says, my name is Leah and I'm from Napanee, Ontario. I sell anything and everything vintage with some cool mod stuff here and there. Bookmark shows. When are you dancing to this theme at your next show? Yes. Oh, hi, Ethan. Hi, Ethan on YouTube. Thank you, Ethan. Captain Planet, he's the hero, gonna bring pluition. I just said pluition. Pollution down to 0. Only Canadians I see are Funko and Pokemon. Thrifterworks USA is about to go on. Oh, thank you. Magnus by Marika says, I'm planning a different kind of raid train. Yes, message. I'd love to hear more. If you're interested in selling fashion, there's a family fashion raid train on the 3rd Sunday of every month. Message Angie's this and that to get the link to sign up for that, or go into our Discord, and the link is in our Discord under the raid train discussion channel. And Melody, I sell fashion on Whatnot. Follow Melody. We're going to be back on tomorrow morning. Melody and I are going to be chatting about fashion. Melody, we have to have a chat later on today to figure out what we're going to be talking about. The Thrifty Fox Shop says, I've got lots of vintage variety shows planned. Please bookmark. Oh, okay. Thank you. 13 with ADHD. Maybe a video about OBS setup. Yes, a video about OBS setup after I figure out how to do OBS setup. Maybe I should videotape myself attempting OBS and crying at the screen. But yes, that is on my list. It has been on my list for over a year to do that. That's what you got this camera mount for. I have like multiple cameras downstairs. When I first started and Whatnot, I only used OBS. It was a hot mess, and I feel really bad that I did that. Sandra is sells ladies wear and vintage jewelry. I'm in beautiful southern New Brunswick. That's East Ender Resales. And okay, so we're gonna go into we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid someone. We're gonna raid. Let me just see here. There we go. We're going to raid My Vintage Stuff. We haven't been to My Vintage Stuff in a while. Only has Magnus Weber a Friday show again, 3 to 5 p.m. Chill and chat. Awesome. We're going to go into a vintage New Year sale. So happy New Year, everybody. It's wonderful. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow morning when we're going to be talking fashion. Even just pop in and learn a little bit. Sometimes these fashion sellers have great ideas you can use in every category. And I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you. Here we go. Let's raid. Let's